It goes beyond just an apology. Is that what he really meant? We know Chuck Schumer. He's been a member of Congress. He's been a senator for quite some time, and he's been a leader. That's just so inappropriate. But to take it to that level, it almost brings a threat not only to those members of the Supreme Court, to others, for others to act. I don't know if Democrats want to change their leadership over it, but I've heard some talk about it. So I would, from one standpoint of just censuring, I think there's other actions that could probably take place. I've always found inside our party, I think it's a place that you should look at if that's who you want for your leader, if that's the action, the words that you support, then they would probably do nothing. But if they disagree with those actions, I think something should happen. Yes. What do you think? There's nobody behind you.
President Trump has personally gone after judges. How are Senator Schumer's comments?
Very different. He's sitting before a case to be heard. He's threatening Supreme Court justices when they have the power of confirmation to them on how to make a decision on that case. If you have co-equal branches, that's not a role for him. But he's doing it as a leader in the Senate. Of an entire party he leads, he's voicing those concerns. And he's doing it before the case is being heard at the Senate. So the actions and the words that he's using spread out to everybody else. And it's over a case and how to decide that case. What else?
Can you update us on your FISA talks? There's some attempt to come to some compromise. How are things standing at this point?
I would like to see get us to a point where we could find some compromise, find some reforms. I believe we can get there. We have been talking with Steny Hoyer and the Democrats in the appropriate committees. We have made ideas across to them. We've been waiting for them to give us their feedback or make an offer back, if you would call it that. I thought we'd get one 2 days ago. I thought we'd get one yesterday. I was hoping that we'd get it today because time is running out next week. When I get done with this conference, I know the leader has a colloquy on the floor right now. I was going to call him after the colloquy to see when we can be able to get that and solve this problem.
Last question?
Yes, sir.
When it comes to tourism in the Bidens, Senator Johnson is going to issue a next week. Why didn't House Republicans look into this when you guys had the gavels? Is this just pure politics?
Oh, this is not politics at all. Did you know of this beforehand? I mean, the knowledge when I became aware of it, we were not in the majority. Interesting to me that I don't think politics should ever play into it. I don't think partisan politics should ever play into it. But anybody that is of power elected to a point of a vice president, that you could fly on Air Force Two, bring your son, you go to a foreign country, your son can do business while you're in that country. Your son can get a contract for $50,000 or greater a month with no experience whatsoever. That your own administration had warned you that this looks wrong and is wrong. That you say you did not speak to your son about it, but you have pictures on a golf course with all of them together. That you withhold money to a foreign country unless they fire an individual who's looking over a company that your son is getting the money for, more than $3 million. Then you find out later, even his own brother getting contracts and others. I just think good government is good government wherever it is and whenever it is. This has nothing to do about politics. I think it happens to do about honesty, fairness, and the rule of law. I'm shocked that that question should be asked probably to the speaker. Why in all the times that they spent only investigating in their majority, why didn't they investigate that? The American public in the own polling said they wanted that investigated almost 2 times to 3 times more than an impeachment investigation. They have the majority, but they want to look the other way when it comes to somebody of their own party. And now that becomes a question of politics. If you're going to look your own way just because that happens to be someone of your own party, will you not stand up for the rule of law? It'll be interesting to see, why has Nadler not held a hearing on it? Why has Adam Schiff holds a hearing on everything but Intel, but I would assume this would fall into the Intel realm as well because it's a foreign country. And then oversight itself. There are so many committees that's all they spent their time on. Why couldn't they find time for this?
I support the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. From the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my son's hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun away at all. You need 100 rounds.
So when you were in Veto and you said you're going to take our guns,
I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
It's a viral video.
It's a viral video like the other ones they're putting out that are simply a lie.
Your voice, you said that you're taking the guns.
Well,
he
just
clarified
it. Wait. Take your AR-14s and what?
Okay, this is not okay.
Hold on. Hey, let's
Don't
get
tell me
moving.
anything, pal. I'm gonna go outside.
There's a lot of guys.
You're
wanted.
I'm not working.
So much.
Give me a break.
Don't be such a
You're
worry
pushing up
bag.
on me.
Hey, there's a lot of
Hey.
Joe.
Look, here's the deal.
Go ahead, go.
Here's the deal. Are you able to own a machine gun?
I own a machine
I
gun.
said, are you able to own one? Under law.
Machine guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How was that in a machine gun?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
Yeah, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
That's in America with handguns, and there are what you call assault rifles. Why are you advocating for assault rifles when people are buying for handguns?
You see, Biden forgets we live in a digital age and receipts are incredibly easy to come by. So when you say things like this.
So to gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon. The fact of the matter is they should be illegal, period.
Or you blatantly say shit like this.
Eliminate assault weapons as being illegal to be sold or owned in the United States.
Not to mention, Biden just told us that if he's elected, the same guy who said this.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
Is going to be the guy that Biden appoints to lead the effort on gun control.
I'm going to guarantee you this is not last year's scene of this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. We need you badly. The state needs you. The country needs you. You're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The only person who is full of shit is Biden.
Now, Sleepy Joe would say the unemployment rate in the great state of Ohio. No, you're in South Carolina. Joe, you're in South. They come up and you ever see the guy that no, it's South Carolina. It's not Ohio. Okay. Then he goes, all right, Iowa. Did you say Iowa? No. I did that like 7 times. If I did that once, it would be the end of the road, right? Be the end of the road. They'd say Trump has lost it. They like to say that anyway, I guess. Huh? These people are bad people. No, Sleepy Joe. Well, he's running tomorrow. No, but could you imagine if I said just a small fraction of the mistakes he makes, which are unbelievable, every speech? I actually said the other night, I was watching him when he said about half the population wiped out with guns. I said, that's a horrible thing. That's the end of his evening. That's the